Hi, hello dear friends, welcome back once again to our channel VAAGAI Academy of Mathematics, and this playlist is where you can find video lessons for CBSE Class 11 Applied Mathematics. So this session we are about to solve exercise problems from Mark book ML Aggarwal, Neeraj Raj Jain. So yes, if you have seen our previous videos, we have already completed the exercises 3.1 and 3.2. So if you have missed those videos, kindly see them and come. And following them, this session we are about to solve problems from exercise 3.3, and this is based on the concept of clocks. So we have already clearly seen a complete video regarding clocks, all the basics of clocks, what are all the things, what are the properties you have in the clocks, and what are the formulas you have in clocks, and what different varieties, types of problems you may get from clocks. These are all the things we have seen, and for that also I have made a separate video, and if you have missed that video even, you can see that video and come, so that this exercise, the way we are going to solve the problems here for this exercise would be more clear for you. Yes? Yeah, fine. So in this exercise we have got 13 problems. We are going to solve them one by one, and as usual what I am going to do is I am going to take this space for writing the questions, and here I am going to solve the problems, this area, okay? And I have written few basics here. What are all the things which are important I have written here. So the very important thing in solving clock problem is you need to find the angle between the two hands, right? So in order to find the angles, between the two hands of the clock, you have a formula. Theta is equal to 30h minus 5.5 m, or it can even be, the formula can be theta is equal to 5.5 m minus 30h. So we may be using any one of these formulas to solve the problem, okay? So the same formulas are what we are going to use here to solve our problems also. So kindly make a note of it, and now we'll start working out the questions. Yeah, here we go. Starting from the first question, our question here is, at what time do the hands of the clock meet between 4 and 5? So between 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock, we are asked to find exactly at what time will the two hands, I mean the hour hand and the minute hand, they both will be meeting. This is the question. So this question is based on hands meeting or hands coinciding with each other. So this is all about our first question. So let's note. So between the times 4 and 5, right? So 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock. Between 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock, definitely such an event happens exactly for once. So at what time will it happen? This is our question. So again, we are going to take the help of our formula to solve the problem. Yes, fine. So one thing we have to understand very clearly. What about this formula? This formula tells us what is the angle between the two hands of the clock. Just see, this situation is about hands meeting each other, right? So they meet or they coincide with each other. This is the situation here. So at the time when the two hands are going to meet, what do you think about the angle made between the two hands? Of course, the angle theta will be equal to 0 degrees, right? So that means this situation, theta value will be exactly 0 degrees. And now we have to use theta as 0. We have to substitute theta as 0 and then solve this problem. That's it, okay? So theta value is 0. And what else do we want? So theta is 0 and our formula says 30h minus 5.5 m. And also we have the idea about the value of h. Why the value of h? See here, our time is between 4 and 5, right? So in that case, we need to take the hours value as, I mean the h value as 4. That's it. So h value is 4. So just substitute these two values here in this equation, in this formula, and now we will happen to get the value of m, and that is what is the question. Yes, fine. Yeah, we'll proceed. So theta will be equal to 30h minus 5.5 m. I'm going to use this first formula, right? Okay. So if I come to use this 30h minus 5.5 m, this value is going to be what is theta, and we know that h value is 4. So 30 into 4 minus 5.5 m is equal to 0, right? So this is equal to 0 degrees, and now when you just multiply it, you get 120 minus 5.5 m is equal to 0, and 5.5 m, when you just bring it to the other side, you will happen to get is equal to 120, and now when you solve for m will be equal to 120 by 5.5. So how can you simplify this? Just as usual, if you have seen the introduction video how we solved it, just multiply a numerator and denominator by 2 so that we can be free from decimals from the denominator, right? So what you get is 240 in the numerator divided by 11 in the denominator. So you need to divide 240 by 11 and that will tell you what is the answer. So since this 240 will not be exactly divisible by 11, we need to express our answer in terms of what? In terms of just mixed fractions. Okay, let's try to do that. So if we try to do it, we'll be getting the answer as 240 by 11. This will be exactly 2 times, right? So 24 will have 2 times, and then we will have what else? We'll have balance 2. So we have 20, again 1 times, balance 9 by 11. So the answer will be, minutes will be 21 9 by 11 minutes. So our answer will be 4 hours, that is 4, then minutes will be 21 9 by 11. And if you see further, we need to convert this minutes in terms of seconds also. Okay, so far we are sure about 4 hours, I mean the time is 4, so 4 minutes 21, and how many seconds do we have? That also we need to calculate, right? So in order to find the number of seconds, we will convert this fraction 9 by 11 into seconds. Okay, so this is in terms of minutes, right? So 9 by 11 is in terms of minutes, we need to convert it into seconds. That also we will do now. So now to do that, just one more step. So seconds calculation, if I want to do, take this fraction alone, because this 21 is full of minutes, this is a whole number, so 21 minutes is there, no problem. But about this seconds, this 9 by 11 fraction has to be converted into seconds. Okay, we will do that. So seconds is equal to, again this 9 by 11 we have to multiply with 60. Why? Because 60. Why? Because 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds, right? So in that case, I have to convert into seconds. I should multiply this into 60. This is what I am doing. So this will be equal to, just try to do this fraction. We will be getting 540 by 11, right? Since again it is not divisible, we can't simplify this fraction, we have to multiply only, no other way. So 540 by 11, so 540 by 11 will be expressed as, again once again we will try to write as fractions. Okay, so we can go up to 11 fours are 44, right? So 11 fours are 44, so balance we will have 10, because we have got 54 here, so balance will be 10. So again we got 100 here, so 100 by 11, 11 nines are we will have 99, so balance will be 1 by 11. So in terms of seconds we converted, it becomes 49 1 by 11 seconds. So in order to present our answer exactly, so minutes is 21, so 21, and in terms of seconds if you want to write, we got the seconds for this 9 by 11, so we will place it here, 49 1 by 11. So this is going to be the answer. So for our question, the answer would be, at what time between 4 and 5 do the hands coincide? That's our question. Hands do they meet? That's our question. So the answer will be 4 hours. And what about minutes? Minutes is 21 minutes, and seconds will be 49 1 by 11 seconds. This is going to be the exact answer. Okay, so this is the answer for our first question. Question number 2 with us. Our question is, at what time between 7 and 8 will the hands of the clock coincide? So a more similar question, again a similar question what we have seen like the first one. So here again we are getting the same kind of question, the hands meeting, the hands coincide. Okay, they both mean the same thing. Okay, hands meeting, hands coincide, everything they mean the same. Okay, so our second question, here our time is between 7 to 8. At what time this event will happen? I mean the hands coincide or the hands meet. As I said, they both mean the same. So again we have to consider the value of theta to be 0 degrees only, and here the value of h will be, so our time is between 7 and 8. In that case we have to take the hour values as 7. Okay, so h is equal to 7 we have to take, and again do the same thing. So we'll take the formula 30h. Okay, so 30 of h will be 7. I'm directly substituting it. So 30 times of 7 minus 5.5 m is equal to 0 degrees. That's it. Okay, so once I do this, I will be getting 210 minus 5.5 m is equal to 0, so that I will get 5.5 m is equal to 210, or m is equal to 210 by 5.5 I will get. So this, when I try to simplify, as usual I can multiply 2 on both numerators and denominator. Okay, so if I do it, I will be getting 420 by 11. Now I need to simplify this fraction. So if I try to do this, I will be getting 11 in 42. I can go up to 11 3s are 33. So I will get a balance of 9 here. So 90 I have got. So 90 by 11, if I again try to do, I will be getting 11 8s are, I can go up to 11 8s are 88. So balance will be 2 by 11. And as usual, what we have to do is, we got 38 2 by 11 minutes. And as usual, that extra 2 by 11, which is in terms of fractions, that fraction in minutes we have to convert to seconds. Okay, so if I want to convert into seconds, what I have to do is, as usual, I should take that fraction part alone, 2 by 11, I should multiply it with 60. So if I try to do it, I will be getting 2 into 60, 120 by 11, and this will be equal to, so this can be written as 120 by 11. I can go up to 11 11s are, right? So I can go up to, no, not 11 11s are, I can go up to 11 10s are. 11 10s are 110, I will have a balance of 10. So 10 10 by 11. So this will be what that extra minutes in terms of seconds, if it is expressed, this is what we will be getting. Okay, so that means my answer will be in terms of minutes, it will be 38 minutes and 10 by 11 seconds. So this is what I will be getting. And if I want to write my overall answer, how should I write this? So between 7 and 8, what time they have asked. So hours will be 7 and minutes will be 38. From this one we obtained, where we obtained here 38, and seconds will be 10 by 11 seconds. And if you see this one 10 by 11, this 10 by 11 is more near to 1, right? So when we try to round it off, we can just take it to be the next number 10 plus that 1, we can almost take it to be one more second. So 10 plus 1, it will be like 11. So I am writing it as 11 seconds. I am just rounding off. Okay, so I am just doing a very simple calculation. 10 by 11, it is almost 1, right? So that's why I'm going to take it as 10 plus a 1. So it will become 11. So for 7 hours, 38 minutes, and the seconds will now become 11 seconds. So 7, 38, 11 is going to be the answer for our second question. Moving to our next question, question number 3. At what time between 8 and 9 will the hands of the clock be at right angles? So our previous two questions, we dealt with the concept of the hands meeting or the hands coinciding with each other. But this question is based on the hands are at right angles. So we have our question. So at what time between 8 and 9, so our hands will be at right angles. So right angles in the sense, here we have to importantly note one thing. Our theta value will be, what do you mean by right angle? Right angle will be 90 degrees, right? So theta value will be 90 degree. This point we have to keep it in our mind. And usually what happens is, our hands are at right angles between every 1 hour. I mean like 12 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, like any of these in 1 hour duration. This right angles will be usually occurring at 2 instances. Okay, right? So in 2 situations, in 2 instances, this right angle will be happening. So the hands, they both will be at right angles. But at sometimes that hands may be at right angles at only once also. For an example, if you consider this 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock, this situation, in this 1 hour duration, this right angle will happen only once, right? Okay, fine. Because if you see between 8 to 9, if you see at 9 o'clock itself, this event will happen, is it or not? Exactly at 9 o'clock, you can just imagine the hands of the clock, the position of the 2 hands of the clock. Exactly at 9 o'clock, if you happen to see, they both will be off. I mean the hour hand and minute hand, they both will be at right angles only. So in that case, already somewhere between 8 and 9, for one more time, they would have been at right angles. That one time is what we need to predict here. Fine, yes, okay. So theta is equal to 90 degree and our time is like between 8 to 9. So in this case, we have to take the value of h as 8 only. Fine, yes. So next is, which formula we have to use? So when hands are coinciding with each other, or when the hands are at opposite to each other, nothing is going to affect in using these formulas. Anyone we can use. But in the other way, if you see, mostly this won't affect, but in the other way, if the hands are right angles, we should be very clear. Okay, when the hands are going to be at right angles, we should be somewhat clear with the two formulas. Okay, so when do you use this first formula and when do you use the second formula? That clarity we should be having. So that also we have seen clearly in that introduction session itself, right? Okay, so when the minute hand is going to be before our hour hand, we will be using this first formula. But when the minute hand is going to be ahead of our hour hand, then we will be using the second formula. But clearly here in this situation, our minute hand will be before only, our hour hand only be ahead. Okay, so in that situation, we need to use the first formula only. So let's use this first formula to get the answer for our question. Okay, yes. So they are at right angles. So theta is 90 and h is equal to 8. Let's substitute these values here in our formula and then we'll try to get the answer. So if you substitute here, we will be getting 30h. So 30 into 8 minus 5.5 m. So this will be equal to, so we'll be getting 90 on the right hand side. Is it or not? We'll be getting 90 because theta value we took it to be 90. So in that case we'll have 240 minus 5.5 m is equal to 90. And now if you try to get the value of 5.5 m, it will be 240 minus 90. Why? Because you can just swap the positions. You just bring this 5.5 m to the other side and bring this 90 to this side. Okay, you will be getting 5.5 m is equal to 240 minus 90, and this will be equal to actually 150, right? So 240 minus 90 will be 150. So when you solve for m, you will be getting 150 by 5.5. So this will be equal to 300 by 11. So all we need to do is solve for 300 by 11. So this will be equal to, we can go up to 30, we can go up to 11 2s are 22 and balance will be 8, and we got 80, 11 7s are 77 and balance will have 3. So 27 3 by 11 minutes it will be the time, and as usual we have to convert that extra fraction also in terms of seconds, right? So if you want to calculate the number of seconds, what we need to do, as usual, take that extra fraction 3 by 11, this alone you multiply with 60. So we will be getting 180 by 11 because 3 into 60 will be 180. 180 by 11 will give you, so this will be 11 1s are 11 and balance will be 70. So we will happen to get 70 by 11, this will be 6 times. So 11 6 are 66 and we will have 4 balance, so 4 by 11. So our answer will be actually like in terms of minutes and seconds, if you want to write 27 minutes, so 27 minutes, and seconds if you see it will be 16 4 by 11 seconds. Yes, so this is going to be the answer, and if you want to write the complete answer here, we will have our answer to be 8 and 9. So 8 hours, then minutes 27 minutes, and seconds if you see we got 16 4 by 11. So when we round it off, we have to take the lesser number because 4 by 11 is almost less than half only. It is clearly less than half only, right? So in that case we will take the lesser number, which is 16. So our answer for the third question is going to be 8 hours 27 minutes 16 seconds is the answer. Question number 4 with us. At what time between 5 and 6 will the hands of the clock be at right angles? So again a question based on right angles here. So question number 4, here our time is like between 5 and 6, 5 o'clock and 6 o'clock. At what time between our hands of the clock be at right angles? Now if you clearly observe here, now this time this right angles can occur in 2 times. It can occur for twice, right? Okay. So between 5 and 6, this will appear for twice. Why? Because there is no confusion at all. This will be clearly twice. It will be happening. For once, the hand's position will be like your minute hand will be ahead of your hour hand, but on the other side, your minute hand will be before the hour hand. Okay, these are the 2 situations in which it will happen. So in that case, we are supposed to use both these formulas to predict our answer. Okay, so we have got 2 cases here. Since we got 2 situations in which this can happen, we are supposed to use both these formulas. Okay, so yes, and how are we going to use both these formulas? That we will be that we should have the clarity. So first of all, we'll note down the data first. So as usual, theta we have to take it as 90 degrees. Since we have got right angles, theta will be 90 degree, and h value will be nothing but 5, because between 5 and 6 is what we have our question, right? In that case, we will have to take h is equal to 5. Yes, this is fine. And yeah, we have 2 cases I told. One is like this one, the first situation where our hour hand will be ahead of our minute hand. Okay, where we have to use this first formula, and the second case is the reverse, for which we have to use the second formula. Okay, so let me write both these formulas. I'll have some space here. Okay, so I'm going to write both the formulas. Let me use the formulas. I'm going to write the text in a small size. Okay, 30h minus 5.5 m, and here theta will be equal to 5.5 m minus 30h. Okay, let's be clear with both the situations. Let's complete this side first. Okay, so yeah, so our theta will be 90, right? So in that case, we will have 90 is equal to 30 into 5 minus 5.5 m. So we will have 90 degree is equal to 150 degree minus 5.5 m. So when you try to solve for 5.5 m, now we will be having 5.5 m is equal to 60 degrees. Is it or not? Is this clear? Why? Because you can clearly see here this 5.5 m which I have here. I'm just going to bring it to left hand side, and this 90 I'm going to take it there, so that I will be getting this step. 5.5 m is equal to 60 degree. Okay, so from here I can get m is equal to 60 by 5.5. Now when I try to solve this, I will get 120 by 11. Why? Because I can multiply into 2, both numerator and denominator. I will be getting 120 by 11. Let me try to solve this. I will be getting 120 by 11. I will be getting it like 11 tens are 110, and balance I will have, what will be the balance? I will have the balance as 10, right? So 10 by 11. So I will have minutes as 10 by 11, and once again if you want to convert it into seconds, you have to multiply 10 by 11 into 60, and this will give you 600 by 11. So this will give you 600 by 11 would give you 11 5s are 55, and balance will be 5 only, and 50 you have got 50 here, and 11 4s are 44, and balance you will have 6 by 11. So our first situation says minutes is 10 and seconds, this seconds 10 by 11 only we converted as 54 6 by 11 seconds. Okay, so if I want to present my answer overall, I will have 10 minutes and 54 6 by 11 seconds. Okay, so this is what I'm getting for the first instance. Okay, so this is what my answer, this is the answer for my first situation where the hands will be at 90 degrees. And coming to the second situation, here we are using the second formula. Okay, I mean here the situation is different. Here what will happen is the minute hand will be ahead of our hand, so that's the reason we are using the second formula. Okay, so here if I try to do the same substitution, so we will be getting 90 degree is equal to, this time I will have 5.5 m minus 30 into h, so that means 30 into 5. Am I right? So this is what I will be getting. So when we try to just complete it, what will happen is, here we will have 5.5 m is equal to 90, and what about this one? This value will be still 150 only, but this time if I try to bring it here, this 150 if I try to bring it here, I will have 90 plus 150, and that will be 240 degrees. And now as usual, if you solve for m you will be getting 240 by 5.5, and this will be equal to 480 by 11. I hope you can understand it. I'm just multiplying 2 and 2 with both numerator and denominator. So 480 by 11, if you try to convert 480 by 11 as a fraction, okay, so you will be getting 11 4s are 44, and balance will be 4. Again you are getting 40, so 11 3s are, you will get 33, and balance will be 7. So 7 by 11 we are getting, and as usual to get it in terms of seconds, we will have 7 by 11 into 60, so this will be giving you 420 by 11, because 7 60s are 420. So 420 by 11, if I do it, I will be getting 11 3 times I can go for 33, so 33, balance will be 9, so 90 I am getting, 11 8s are, I will be getting 88, so again balance will be 90, 88 is gone, so again balance will be 2 by 11. So here again if I want to present it in the same way, this 43 minutes and the 7 by 11 minutes is what is presented like this. So if I want to present my answer, I will write it as 43 minutes, and this will become 38 2 by 11 seconds. Okay, so these are the two instances. Okay, these are the two instances where our hands will be at right angles between 8 and 9, sorry, between 5 and 6. Okay, because our timing is 5 and 6. Okay, so between 5 and 6, and if you want to write the complete answer, let's write the complete answer here. So for which we need to do some rounding off process. Okay, so we'll try to do the rounding off. So first situation, you will have 5 o'clock, so 5, then minutes is 10 minutes, and seconds if you take, you have 54 6 by 11. So 54 6 by 11 can be written as, I'm just going to take this 6 by 11 as 1 itself, because it is more than half, I'm going to round it off. So this 54 will become its next number, 55. So this is one situation, and the other situation is going to be, and here the other situation is going to be 5 hours, and this one will be 43 minutes, so 43, and the seconds will be 38 2 by 11. So I'm going to take this 2 by 11, I'm going to, since this is less than half, I'm going to take this same number itself, so 38 seconds. So these are the two situations. So 5 hours 10 minutes 55 seconds, and 5 hours 43 minutes 38 seconds are going to be the two situations where the hour hand and minute hand are going to be at right angles between 5 and 6. These are the answers. Next question, question number 5 with us. Find the acute angle between the hands of the clock at 10:10 a.m. So this is going to be the question. So the time here is 10:10. So whether it is AM or PM, that doesn't matter, right? Because anyways the angle is going to be the same. So at 10:10, the time alone is important for us. At 10:10, what would be the angle? So we need to find the value of theta. Yes, and that too here are H value and M value. They are very directly given. So 10:10, that means H value is 10 and minutes is also M value is 10. So here H stands for hours and M stands for minute. So each of them are going to be 10 only. And let us just observe, let us just imagine the positions of the hands of the clock at this time, 10:10. So surely at 10:10, our minute hand will be exactly pointing to, correct? But whereas where will be the hour hand? Hour hand will be very near to 10. So in that case, our hour hand will be ahead of our minute hand, and in that case we are supposed to use the first formula only. Yes, so we'll try to use first formula, 30h minus 5.5 m. So theta is equal to 30h minus 5.5 m. So that means 30 into h is 10 minus 5.5 into m. M will be 10. So this will give you the answer as 300 minus 5.5 into 10 will give you 55. So the answer will be 300 minus 55, which will be 245 degrees. This is going to be the answer. But hold on, we are asked to find what is the acute angle, right? So that means we need to find the smaller angle. That is our question. So of course this 245 degree can be our correct answer, but this will tell you the largest angle, but we need the smallest angle, right? So the smallest angle, in order to find out the smallest angle, very simple thing. We know the clock, the full rotation, if you complete a full rotation, it will be a 360 degree, right? Basically it is a circle shape, and in that case you will have a complete rotation, it will be 360 degree. And if we know that one part is 245 degree, what would be the other part? That would tell the smallest angle, right? So in this case, if we want to find the smallest angle, the other side, take 360, just subtract minus, you do minus 245. This will give you the answer. So 360 minus 245 will give you, first of all, 60 minus 45 will be 15, and 300, 200, it will be 1. So 115 degrees. So the smallest angle between the two hands of the clock at 10:10, the answer is going to be 115 degrees. This is the answer for our fifth question. Question number 6 with us. Find the angle between the hands of the clock at the time 4:20. So here time given is 4:20, and again like our previous question, we are asked to find what is the angle between the two hands. And since we have the time very clearly, we can tell the value of h is equal to 4 and m is equal to 20, right? Yes, it is very clear. And as usual, we can use the formula to get the answer. And again, we will have to try to observe the positions of the two hands of the clock at the time 4:20. So definitely when you see the clock, when the clock shows 4:20, the time 4:20, definitely our hour hand will be somewhere between 4 and 5. You have to clearly imagine it, okay? Our hour hand will be definitely somewhere between 4 and 5. But what about the minute hand's position? Minute hand will be exactly pointing towards 4. So in that case, our hour hand will be definitely ahead of our minute hand. So as usual, we need to use the first formula only. So first formula says theta is equal to 30h minus 5.5 m. We'll have to use the same formula. So when we use it, 30h, so 30 into 4 minus 5.5 into m. So 5.5 into 20. So this will give you 30 into 4 will be 120 minus 5.5 into 20. This you have to do. What will be 5.5 into 20? How easily can you do this? The answer is going to be very simple. Just take this 5.5 into 20. Okay, let me just use this space here. So 5.5 into 20 can be rewritten as, it's going to be very easy, 5.5 into 2 into 10. I'm just putting this. Okay, so now what I can do is 5.5 into 2. If I do, I'll get 1110. So 11 tens are 110. That's it. Okay, so I'm getting 120 minus 110, which will be 10 degrees. So at 4:20, the angle made between the two hands of the clock, the answer will be 10 degrees. This is the answer to our question number 6. Hereafter, we are going to deal problems based on clock gaining and losing time. Yes. So following that, question number 7, our question here is, a watch gains 5 seconds in 3 minutes and was set right at 10 a.m. So it is given that, so this is question number 7. So it is given that a watch is going to gain 5 seconds in 3 minutes. So this concept is what you call it as clocks gaining, okay, gaining or losing concept. And also this also we have seen in that introduction session itself. And if you want to get a clear idea, it is better, I will advise you to watch that previous video that is based on this clock. You can just see that video and then come, so that you get a better clarity here. That's why. Okay, so yes, anyways, we'll see what is given here in this question. Watch gains 5 seconds in 3 minutes. Okay, let me do a thing. I will write what time it is gaining here and in how much time. Okay, so yes, so it is going to gain how much? It is going to gain 5 seconds. So that means plus 5 seconds in how much time? In 3 minutes. So that means for every 3 minutes the clock will run how much? 5 seconds extra. It is going to gain 5 seconds. Okay, that is what this statement is telling. And this clock was set right at 10 a.m. Okay, so it was set right at 10 a.m. and what happens is, what time will it show at 10 p.m. on the same day? So morning 10 a.m., morning 10 o'clock, the clock is set right. So 10 p.m. on that same day, that is the same day's night, 10 p.m. what would be the time shown in this clock? This is the question. Okay, so 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. we have to see. So if you see how much duration is this? This is actually going to be 12 hours, right? Because it is 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. the same day. So that means the duration is going to be 12 hours. So this we have to note it. Okay, why? Because we have the clear idea about how much time the clock is gaining in what time. Okay, the clock is gaining 5 seconds in 3 minutes, and all we need to find here is in 12 hours duration. In 12 hours duration, how much time this clock will be gaining, that we need to find out. Only then we can tell what is the correct answer. Okay, yes, it is not going to be that much complicated thing. We'll try to do it here. Okay, so we know that 5 seconds, it is going to gain 5 seconds in 3 minutes, right? Okay, so let me do a thing. Then for 1 hour, how much time it would gain, that we will calculate. Okay, yes, so for which what I'm going to do here is, I'm going to compare 3 minutes and 1 hour. So how can you relate 3 minutes and 1 hour? What is basically 1 hour? 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes, right? So I can simply multiply this 3 into 20. I will get this 1 hour. Is it or not? Actually, I will get 60 minutes. So 3 minutes into 20 I will be getting 60 minutes. That 60 minutes is what is 1 hour, right? Okay, so 3 minutes it is going to gain 5 seconds. Then in 1 hour it is going to gain how much? So what happened here? The same relation we have to acquire here also. Okay, so the same thing happens here. So 5 into 20 I should do. 5 into 20 if I do, I will be getting 100, right? So that means in 1 hour duration, the clock will be gaining 100 seconds. That we got it. Okay, so in 3 minutes, if it is going to gain 5 seconds, then in 1 hour it will be definitely gaining 100 seconds. Okay, fine. But what do we need here? We have a time duration of 12 hours. Okay, so in 12 hours, just one more step. Okay, in 12 hours, then how much time it will gain, that we have to calculate, right? 1 hour we got it, so 12 hours we need to do it, right? So once again what we can do, we can compare this 1 and 12. Okay, this is simply like 1 into 12 we do, we will be getting this 12, and same should be repeated here in the left hand side also. 100 into 12 we do, we will be getting 1200. So this clock will be gaining a time of 1200 seconds in this 12 hours. I hope the order of calculation what we are doing is clear to you. So first 3 minutes it is going to gain 5 seconds. Then in 1 hour I compared, it is 20 times. So I did 20 times here, I got 100. And 1 hour 100 means 12 hours will be into 12 I did. I got 1200 seconds. Okay, so that means in 12 hours duration, this clock will be gaining a time of 1200 seconds. Okay, so fine, this is okay, but what do you mean by this 1200 seconds? That we have to compute, right? So 1200 seconds will be nothing but, it will be nothing but how many minutes it is. So if I want to convert seconds to minutes, what I can do is I can divide this by 60, right? So when you divide it by 60, you will be getting 0 and 0. So this will be 20 times, right? So this will be 20. So that means 1200 seconds is nothing but 20 minutes. So that means in this 12 hours duration, the clock would have gained 20 minutes. Okay, this is 1200 seconds. That is what I'm converting in terms of minutes. I'm getting 20 minutes. So what time it will show at 10 p.m. on the same day? This is our question, right? So the correct time will be 10 p.m. Okay, the correct time will be 10 p.m. So when it is a correct clock, it will be showing 10 p.m. But this clock is a gaining clock, right? In that case, it has gained how much minutes? It has gained 20 minutes overall in this 12 hours duration. So what would be the time shown here? It will show a time 20 minutes more than the correct clock. So that means obviously 10 o'clock is the correct time. 20 minutes more will be 10:20 p.m. Okay. So this will be the time shown in this gaining clock. Okay. So the answer to this question will be 10:20 p.m. So this clock will show a time 10:20 p.m. is the answer to our 7th question. Again a very similar question. Question number 8. A watch gains 3 minutes in every 1 hour. Okay, so we'll note down the information what is given here. Again a question based on clock gaining, right? Okay, so here again I'm going to follow the same steps, gaining and in what time. So this is what I'm going to write here. So watch is going to gain 3 minutes in every 1 hour. So it is going to gain 3 minutes gain. So plus 3 minutes in every 1 hour. So this is what is given. So every 3 minutes in every 1 hour it is going to gain 3 minutes and was set right at 8 a.m. So this is what is given. So Sunday it is going to be set right at 8 a.m. morning 8 o'clock 8 a.m. and what time it will show at 9:30 p.m. on the same day. This is the question. Okay, so the same day we have to see 9:30 p.m. what time it will show. So as usual, let us just be sure about what duration it is. Okay, so from 8 a.m. morning 8 o'clock 8 a.m. to night 9:30. So 9:30 p.m. the same day. So how much duration will it be actually? So 8 a.m. So you can take today morning 8 o'clock to night 9:30 p.m. means the total duration will be how much? So we will calculate it. Okay, we'll calculate it into parts. Okay, so 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. first of all it will be 12 hours, right? 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. will be 12 hours. And 8 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. will be 1.5 hours more, right? So in that case, I can tell 12 plus 1.5. So it will be 13.5 hours. Is the point clear? So total, there's a duration of 13.5 hours. So I can rewrite it as 13.5 hours. Am I right? So 13.5 hours. I'm just writing in terms of decimal because you will be getting 13.5 hours. If I want to write it in an elaborate way, I will write it as 13 hours, 30 minutes. So the same thing is what I'm writing as 13.5 hours or 13.5 hours. Okay, so just I want the duration alone, so I'm just writing it as 13.5 hours. Okay, so at night 9:30 p.m. what time will it show? This is all we need. Again we'll come back to our data here. So in 1 hour it is going to gain 3 minutes, and what is our duration here? 13.5 hours. So all we need to find is in 13.5 hours this will gain how much time. This is all we need to find. Okay, is the point clear? Yes. So in 1 hour 3 minutes, in 13.5 hours how many minutes? That's all. So just this 1 and 13.5 I can multiply it with 13.5 itself I will be getting. So the same I should do here also. So 1 into 13.5 will give me this. So 3 into 13.5 I have to do in order to get this. Okay, so anyways it is going to be gaining only. So 3 into 13.5 shall we separately calculate it? Okay, so I have some space here, so I will calculate 13.5 into 3. So this will give me 0.5 and 1 is a carry. So 3 into 13 will be 39 and plus 1 will give you 40. So 40.5. So that means it will be gaining 40.5 minutes. This is going to be the time the clock is going to gain in this 13.5 hours. I hope you are able to understand this. In 1 hour 3 minutes it is gaining. So in 13.5 hours I am just multiplying by 13.5. Okay, if I do so I am getting 40.5 minutes. So technically what do you mean by 40.5 minutes? It means 40.5 minutes means it is equal to 40 minutes and 30 seconds. Is it or not? So am I right like this? Can I write like this? Am I right? Yes. See here 40.5 minutes. What do you mean by that? 40 and a half minutes, right? So 40 minutes and another half a minute. Half a minute is what is this? 30 seconds. So that means the clock would have gained 40 minutes and 30 seconds in this time duration. Okay, is fine. So now we'll come back here. So at night 9:30 p.m. what would be the time shown? This is what the question is asking. So if it is a correct clock, it would show 9:30 p.m. exactly, but since this is a gaining clock, it would show a time which is that 40 minutes and 30 seconds more than the correct time. Okay, so just imagine after 9:30, 40 minutes 30 seconds, what would be the time? So after 9:30 p.m. you have to add 40 minutes and 30 seconds. What would be the time actually? So just imagine, we'll do it part by part. Okay, after 9:30, 40 minutes after that, 40 minutes after 9:30 will be exactly 10:10, is it or not? Why? Because after 9:30, 30 minutes will be 10 o'clock, exact 10 o'clock, and 10 more minutes will be 9:10. Okay, 9:10 and 30 more seconds. Okay, so the exact time will be 9 hours, sorry, it will be 10 hours, I'm sorry, yeah, 10 hours, that is 10 o'clock, and time minutes will be 10 minutes and seconds will be 30 seconds. I hope it is clear to you. So this is after 9:30 p.m. So you have to do 40 minutes 30 seconds more you have to add. So that means you will be getting 10 hours, 10 minutes and 30 seconds. Okay, this is all you can do. So that means same day the time will be, the clock showing a time will be, it will be 10 hours or 10 o'clock, 10 minutes and 30, and it will be same PM, right? Because it is a night time, right? So we'll still have the PM only. So 10:30 PM is going to be the answer for our question number 8. Here is question number 9. A clock loses 5 seconds in 1 minute and was set right at 7 a.m. So let's note the information. So question number 9. So this concept is based on, this problem is based on the concept of clock losing the time. Okay, so it's not going to be very different. So clock gaining means it will be gaining extra time. Clock losing means it will be, the time will be lost. Okay, it will be a negative. Okay, so we'll note down the information. Here I'm going to write it as clock losing. Okay, the time which is lost by the clock. So loss I'm writing, and here I'm going to write what time for it, for which it is going to take what time. This is how I'm going to note down the thing. So the clock loses 5 seconds in 1 minute, right? So that means it's going to lose 5 seconds. So minus 5 seconds in how much time? It is going to lose in 1 minute. Okay, this is what is given. And the clock was set right at 7 a.m. So it is going to be set right at 7 a.m. That also they gave. And what time it will show at 3 p.m. on the same day. So 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. on the same day it is given. Okay, so 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. means, as usual, we need to see how much duration it is, right? So just imagine 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. means it is equal to how much duration? It is how many hours it is equal to. So 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. is exactly 5 hours. So 12 to 3 again another 3 hours. So totally it is going to be 8 hours, right? So you can even imagine, right? Today morning 7 a.m. to afternoon 3 o'clock. Okay, so it will be like 8 hours only, right? So this 8 hours. So this is what we have here. So all we need to find is, in 1 minute if the clock is going to lose 5 seconds, then in 8 hours how much time it is going to lose. This is all we need to find. Okay, again we'll do it step by step. So 1 minute is 5 seconds, so it will be like in 1 hour. Okay, in 1 hour it will take how much time, that we will see. Okay, so in 1 hour means it is exactly like 60 times, right? It is exactly 60 times. So the same will happen here also. So here into 60, now here also it is like into 60. So we will be getting it as minus 5 into 60. So it will be like minus 300 seconds, right? So the clock will lose 300 seconds in 1 hour. So what do you mean by this 300 seconds actually? Just imagine it. What do you mean by 300 seconds? 300 seconds, if you again turn it into minutes, what will happen? Again we have to convert this 300 into 300 seconds into minute means what we have to do? We have to divide this 300 by 60. Okay, I'll divide it here. Okay, I will divide it somewhere here. Okay, I've got more space here. So 300 by 60, once again if I do, I will be getting the same 5 only, right? So 5. So now this will turn as minutes. Okay, so now this will be 5 minutes. It will be losing 5 minutes. So the clock in 1 hour it is going to lose 5 minutes. Okay, this is what we get. So for 1 minute it is 5 seconds it is losing, then in 1 hour it is losing 5 minutes. Okay, this is all we have. Now in 8 hours we need. Okay, so 8 hours in the sense it will take what? So 1 hour 5 minutes it is losing, and for 8 hours we need to find. So 1 into 8 is what is this? 8. And do the same here. Just 1 into 8 is 8. So do the same. If I do it, I will be getting 5 8s are 40. So it will be losing 40. So minus 40 minutes. Okay. So that means in 8 hours the clock will be losing a time of 40 minutes. So 40 minutes is what we are getting. So that means what is the correct time, and less than that 40 minutes it will be showing. This is what the meaning. Okay, that's what it is coming to deliver. And now the question is at what time it will show at 3 p.m. This is the question. So the correct time is 3 p.m. but this clock has lost 40 minutes till that. So what happens is the clock will show a time of how much? So what will be 3 p.m. minus 40 minutes? So this is all we need to find. So 3 p.m. 40 minutes before that, or I can even say that less than 40 minutes means before 3 p.m. 40 minutes before 3 p.m. what would be the time? That way also I can ask my question. So before 40 minutes means 3 p.m. before 40 minutes it will be 2:20 p.m. Is it or not? So 2:20 is going to be the answer, and here I will write the answer. It is going to be 2:20, and it is the same p.m. only, because after 12 itself it is going to be p.m. only. So 3 p.m. if it is the correct time is 3 p.m. then this clock will show 2:20 p.m. and that's the answer to our question number 9. To our next question, question number 10. A clock loses 5 minutes in 2 hours. So we'll note it. Question number 10. This question is again based on clock losing time. Okay, it is going to lose some time. So we will see how much it is. A clock loses 5 minutes in 2 hours. So it is going to lose 5 minutes. So minus 5 minutes in how much duration? In 2 hours. Okay, this is what is given, and it was set right at 6 a.m. Okay, that also we will note here. So 6 a.m. it is set right, and what they are asking is what time it will show at 6 a.m. on the next day. So they are asking same 6 a.m. but on the next day what time it will show. So our time duration is like 6 a.m. today to 6 a.m. tomorrow. So I think you can understand this. So from today 6 a.m. to tomorrow 6 a.m. the next day it is. Okay, so that's the reason I am writing today and tomorrow for an easy understanding. Okay, so can you tell how much duration is this? This is easy to say. It is exactly 24 hours, right? So in 24 hours, how much time this clock is going to lose? If we calculate, then our task is going to be very simple. Okay, so we know that in 2 hours the clock is losing 5 minutes. So 2 hours minus 5 minutes. Then in 24 hours, we need 24 hours. How much time it is going to lose? This is all we need, right? So easy to compare. Just compare this 2 and 24, right? So this is exactly 12 times. So that means here also we need to do the same thing. Into 12 we need to do. So if I do it, I will be getting 5 12s are minus 60. So this clock will lose 60 minutes in 24 hours. And what do you mean by the 60 minutes? It is easy to say 60 minutes is nothing but 1 hour. So that means this clock will lose 1 hour in this 24 hours. That's it. Okay. So that means this clock correct time, if it is going to show the correct time, it will be 6 a.m. but this clock has already lost 1 hour. So that means what time will it show? So from 6 a.m. you have to reduce 1 hour. So this 1 hour is lost by the clock. So 1 hour you should less it. Okay. So if you do so, what will happen? Exactly, it will show 5 o'clock. Okay. This will be equal to 5 o'clock. So 5 o'clock at the early morning, it will be showing. That's the time it will be showing, right? Okay. So that means the answer to this question will be 5 a.m. right? Because it is going to be morning only. So it is not PM and all. So it is that won't change, right? So it is exactly losing. It is going to be 1 hour only. It is going to lose, right? So that means 1 hour before 6 a.m. will be 5 a.m. only. Okay. So the answer is 5 a.m. for our question number 10. Let's work question number 11 now. Our question: a watch gains 5 seconds in 3 minutes and was set right at 7 a.m. So let's note the information which is given to us. Question number 11 here. So here we have a clock gaining some time. Okay, so the clock is going to gain. So I'm noting here, and the time duration as usual I'm noting. So it's going to gain 5 seconds. So plus 5 seconds in how much time? It is given in 3 minutes. Okay, so in 3 minutes it is going to gain 5 seconds. This is what is given, and it is set right at 7 a.m. So the clock is set correctly at 7 a.m. That also we will note. Okay, set at 7 a.m. Okay, this is fine. And they are asking if it shows 4:15 in the afternoon of the same day. Note the point. This point is really important. If it is going to show 4:15 in the same day, 4:15 in the afternoon of the same day, they are asking. So our previous questions, what we saw there is after these many hours, so we saw everything with respect to the correct time. But whereas this question, if you see, if it shows, that means they are telling about this gaining clocks, what time it is showing. Okay, so this gaining clock is now showing a time 4:15. Then at that same time, what is the correct time? This is what they are asking. So we are asked to find what is the correct time. So when this gaining clock is running in the same manner, like for every 3 minutes it is going to gain some 5 seconds and so on. If it is going to run like this, at some particular time it is going to show the time 4:15. But at the same time, when this clock is showing 4:15, what is the correct time? This is what we have to predict. So this is going to be comparatively little challenging when we compare to our previous questions. Okay, and let us now see how are we going to approach to handle this question. Okay, how are we going to approach this question? So we should be a little careful here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite the same thing what I have here. Okay, so we are given the information in 3 minutes. This clock is going to gain 5 seconds. This is what is given. Okay, so now we will turn it in terms of seconds itself. Okay, so that is the correct clock will run for how many seconds, and in the same time this gaining clock will run for how many seconds, that we will compute. Okay, I'm just going to compare this. Okay, let me be clear. This correct clock is running for how many seconds, and at the same time this gaining clock is running for how many seconds. This comparison we will do. Okay, it can be easily obtained. See here, for 3 minutes this clock is gaining 5 seconds. Okay, this is what is given, right? First convert this 3 minutes to seconds. So 3 minutes will be equal to how many seconds? 1 minute is 60 seconds. So 3 minutes will be how many seconds? It will be equal to 3 into 60, which will give us 180 seconds. So this means when the correct clock is running for 180 seconds, in the same time this gaining clock would run for how many seconds? It would run for extra 5 seconds. Can I take like that? 180 plus 5, that means 185 seconds this gaining clock would run. This point you should very carefully understand. When the time this correct clock runs for 180 seconds, in the same time this gaining clock would run for 185 seconds, 5 seconds more extra, because it is gaining 5 seconds, right? That's why I'm writing like this. Okay, now we will come to the question. So from morning 7 a.m. at 7 a.m. sharply it is opened, it is kept correctly. Okay, it is set correctly. Which clock? Our gaining clock. And it is showing the time now. What time it is showing? It is showing a time of 4:15. Okay, 4:15 in the same day afternoon. Okay, afternoon or evening. So 4:15 it is showing. Okay, let us now see how much duration is this one. So morning 7 a.m. to evening 4:15. How much duration is this? This is actually going to be 9 hours and 15 minutes. Is it or not? So this is going to be 9 hours 15 minutes. Okay, so let me do a thing. I will write it in terms of some fraction. In terms of hours I am going to write. So 9 hours, so 9. And what about this 15 minutes? This 15 minutes you can write it as 15 by 60. Is it or not? So then I am writing entire thing in terms of hours. So this will become 9 15 by 60 will become 9 1 by 4. Is it or not? Because I can cancel this 15 by 60. I can rewrite it as 9 1 by 4 hours. So that means up to this gaining clock's calculation, it has run for 9 1 by 4 hours. Okay, you can even write it as 9 1 by 4. You can even write it as what? You can even write it as 37 by 4. Correct, because you got a mixed fraction, and you can even convert it as an improper fraction. How can we do this? 9 4s are 36. 36 plus 1 is this 37. So 37 by 4. So 37 by 4 hours it has run. Which clock? This gaining clock. But this is not the correct time. This is the time run by this gaining clock. Correct? Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to note this time here, where this position. Okay. 37 by 4 hours. Are you able to understand? That is, if the correct clock is running for 180 seconds, then this gaining clock will run for 185 seconds. Now all I need is, if correct clock runs for how much hours, okay, how much hours, then this gaining clock would run for 37 by 4 hours. This is what I want. Is the calculation clear? This is what I'm going to calculate. So I don't know for how many hours it has run for. So I will take it as some x hours. Okay, I will take it to be some x hours. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to calculate the value of x. Okay, for that I'm going to use this space. Let me have I have some enough space here. Okay, to do this calculation I have this enough space. I'm going to use this space. Okay, so how can we do this? So for 180 seconds here I am getting 185 seconds. For how many hours here? I will get 37 by 4 hours here. So this is a direct proportion, right? So what can be done? We can just cross multiply. We can cross multiply, right? So x into this will give you 37 by 4 into this one, correct? So in that case, what I can do is I can just take x is equal to, this multiplication, this product, okay? I mean 37 by 4 multiplied by this 180 divided by, I can divide it by 185, okay? Anyways, I can make you understand this. This is going to be very easy only. Anyways, this x into this will be equal to this into this, right? So if I want to find x, what happens? This product I should divide by 185. That is what I'm directly doing here, okay? So this portion alone, this particular stage alone, you may happen to understand it little harder, but if you use to it, you will be able to understand, okay? So you try to concentrate this, okay? So yeah, 37 by 4 into 180 by 185. So let us try to simplify this calculation. So we will be getting, so 37 and 185 we can cancel for exactly 5 times, right? Yes. And then I can have this 5 and 180 for 36 times. And once again I can have 4 and 36 for 9 times, so that means 9. So that means this is equal to, this x is equal to 9. So 9 hours. So that means if this clock is running for 37 by 4 hours, then it means the correct time duration, what happened is, what crossed is only 9 hours. That is going to be the answer. So that means correct time would be, what would be the correct time? So if I want to predict what is the correct time, so from morning what time it was set, right? 7 a.m. So morning 7 a.m. it was set, right? So 7 a.m. plus 9 hours you have to do. So what would be the time? So after morning 7 a.m. after 9 hours after that, what would be the time? It will be evening, right? So evening it will be after 5 hours it will be 12 exactly, and 12 plus 4 more hours you have to do. So it will be 4 o'clock. So that means it will be 4 o'clock. Okay. So the answer would be 4 o'clock of the evening. So 4 p.m. would be the answer for this question. Okay, let me just summarize what I have done here. So our previous problems, what happened is we had our calculation with respect to the correct clock, and what will be the time on the gaining clock or losing clock, I mean the wrong clock, what would be the time. But this time our question was like, we had the comparison same way, but instead of asking about the wrong clock's time, they gave the wrong clock's time, okay, and they are asking about what will be the correct time, what will be the time shown in the correct clock. So what I'm doing is, I'm just taking the calculation like this, okay, I'm just comparing correct times 180 seconds will be equal to wrong times 185 seconds, then wrong times 37 by 4 hours will be equal to correct times what? That is what I'm solving. I'm getting it to be 9 hours. So that means correctly it has passed only 9 hours. From when? From morning 7 a.m. So that's what I'm calculating. So 7 a.m. after that 9 hours, the time will be 4 p.m. and that is going to be the answer for our question number 11. Next, question number 12 with us. A watch loses 3 seconds in 2 minutes. So we'll note the information here. Question number 12. So this question is based on time losing. So loss and for how much time? We will note it as usual. So this watch is losing 3 seconds. Okay, so that means minus 3 seconds in how much time? In 2 minutes they gave. Fine. Okay, we are noting it. And it was set right at 8 a.m. Okay, so the watch was set right at 8 a.m. So morning 8 o'clock it was set right. And if it shows 9 o'clock in the evening of the same day, so the same day evening it is going to show a time 9 o'clock, then what is the correct time? This is the question. Okay, fine. So what is the correct time? So almost very similar to our previous question, question number 11, but this question is little different from the previous question. Why? Because there we had gaining concept, here we are having losing concept, but the approach, the method we are going to use to solve it is going to be very similar. It is going to be the same method. It is going to be same method how we did the previous question. Okay, fine. Yes, okay. So morning 8 a.m. it is set correct, and evening what time is it showing? It is showing a time 9. Okay, so evening 9. So that means it is called 9 p.m. right? So 9 p.m. So this is what it is set correct, and now it is showing 9 p.m. and they are asking what is the correct time by then. Okay, so this is the question, and as usual I am going to try like how we tried the previous question. Okay, so as usual we will try to write it in terms of seconds. So in 2 minutes this clock is losing 3 seconds. So that means we will convert into seconds. So how much time this this correct clock is running, and how much time this wrong clock will run at the same time, that we will do. Okay, so first of all, 2 minutes, if you convert it into seconds, how much will be coming? So 2 minutes will be equal to 2 into 60, so that means it will be 120 seconds. So by the time this correct clock is running for 120 seconds, this clock, our losing clock, no, this clock would have lost 3 seconds. So that means this would have run for how many seconds only? 120 minus this 3. So this would have run for only 117 seconds. Is the logic clear? Is the point clear? When correct clock is running for 120 seconds, in the same time duration, this wrong clock, I mean our losing clock, no, that clock would have run for only 117 seconds. Okay, fine, yes. Now we'll come here. So 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. This is showing. So that means our wrong clock is running for how much duration? We will calculate the duration. Okay, this duration will be equal to how much? 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. So today morning 8 o'clock to night 9 o'clock. So it will be how many hours actually it will be? So 8 to 8 it will be exactly 12 hours, and plus 1, 8 to 9, another 1 hour is there, right? So totally there will be 13 hours, right? So 13 hours duration. But this 13 hours duration is for which one? This is not for the correct clock. Instead, this is for the wrong clock. Okay, so this one 13 hours. So 13 hours. So the same approach, how we handled the previous question, the same approach. If correct clock is running for 120 seconds, the same time wrong clock is running for 117 seconds, then the correct clock would have run for how many hours? How many hours? How many hours? Where this wrong clock, our losing clock, would have run for 13 hours. This is going to be the question. Okay, as usual we will take this to be x, and as usual we will make a cross like this. Okay, once done we will calculate the value of x. I will take the space. Okay, so here x will be equal to, so this will be 13 into 120. So 13 into 120 divided by here what I have here 117 is there. Okay, so see here you may have a doubt here. This is in terms of hours, but this is in terms of seconds. Why? How can we do that? You may have that doubt here, but that doesn't matter at all. Why? Because see here, these two are like quantities. They are in the same unit. See here, seconds and seconds, and these two should be in the same. Okay, these two should be in the same units. This is in terms of hours. Our answer, what we are going to get here, that will also come in terms of hours only. So there's no mistake at all. Okay, there's nothing to worry about it. Yeah, proceed. So 13 into 120 by 17. So I can cancel 13 and 117. This is exactly 9 times, right? Because 13 9s are 117. So we are ending up with 120 by 9. 120 by 9. Further I can simplify in 3 tables. So this is 3 tables 40 times, and this is 3 tables 3 times. So 40 by 3 hours. 40 by 3 hours is going to be the answer. So 40 by 3 hours, x is equal to 40 by 3 hours. So 40 by 3 hours, if you try to rewrite, what will come? You will be getting 40 by 3 hours as 13 1 by 3 hours. Is it or not? Is it or not? So 13 1 by 3 hours. So x is equal to 13 1 by 3 hours. So that means our correct clock would have run for how many hours? 13 1 by 3 hours. That is the exact correct time. But this clock, since it has lost time, it has run for how much hours only? It has run for only 13 hours. But correctly it would have run for how many hours? 13 1 by 3 hours. This is going to be the correct answer. Okay, so that means what we have to do in order to find the correct time, what we should do? Correct time will be equal to, again, from this 8 a.m. from this morning 8, plus we have to do 13 1 by 3 hours. Okay, so 13 1 by 3 hours. So this will be giving you the time of 13. Already 13 hours we got 9 p.m. right? So one more 1 by 3 hours. So that means you will be having, so how much time it is? So actually we'll convert this. Okay, better we can convert this. So 13 hours, and what about 1 by 3 hours? 1 by 3 hours will be equal to 1 by 3 into 60. 1 by 3 into 60 will give you 20, right? So 20 minutes. So 13 hours and 20 minutes it will be equal to. So this will be equal to, already 88 plus 13 will would have it gave us 9. So 9 and 20 more minutes. So that means our answer will be 9:20. So it will be 9:20 at the evening or night. Okay, so the correct time is 9:20. So answer to our question here is 9:20 p.m. is going to be the correct answer for our question number 12. Finally, we are now with the last question, question number 13. So let's see the question. A watch loses 6 minutes every hour and was set right at 11 a.m. on a Monday. This is what is given. So question number 13, we'll note it here. So this is again a losing, okay, this is a losing clock. So this watch is losing how much time? So it is going to lose some time. Okay, so we will note it as usual. It is going to lose 6 minutes. So minus 6 minutes for every 1 hour. So every 1 hour. So it is going to lose 6 minutes. That is what is given. And it was set right at 11 a.m. on a Monday. On some particular Monday, it was set right at 11 a.m. Okay. So I'm writing with the day 11 a.m. on some Monday. It was set correct. Okay, fine. Yes. And the question is little different here. When will it show the correct time again? So after this, now it is showing a correct time, okay, because it is set correctly now, it is set right now. So after this, once again, when it will again show the correct time? This is going to be the question. Okay, fine. Yes. So how are we going to handle this? And that too, we have no idea about how many hours after we have to go. Nothing is given here, right? So it is simply asked that after how much time, or after how much when it will again show the correct time. So after how much time it is going to show the correct time once again. That's all is given in the question. So how can we handle this question? So that is what we should be very clear. Okay, fine. Yes. So one thing we will note here, this clock for every 1 hour it is going to lose 6 minutes. Now make a correct clock run, run a correct clock, and also at the same time we will run this wrong clock. Okay, I mean the clock which is losing. So definitely what happens, after 1 hour you will have a time difference of 6 minutes. That's what happens, right? So correct clock is running here and our wrong clock is also running here simultaneously. They both are running. So once after they both are set correctly, after 1 hour what happens? You can definitely find a time difference of 6 minutes. Of course, compared to this clock will be 6 minutes lesser. Yes, of course, right? So yeah, and what happens after 2 hours? After 2 hours what happens? You will have a time difference of 12 minutes. Okay, because 1 hour 6 minutes, 2 hours it will be 12 minutes. So if the same way if you go 3 hours you will have 18 minutes gap. Okay, likewise the gap will be increasing and increasing and increasing. This way both these clocks will be running. Okay, so I'm just trying to tell you theoretically what happens. Okay, so every 1 hour the gap between the two clocks is going to increase by 6 minutes, 6 minutes, 6 minutes. It will go and go and go. At what time what happens is both of them will clock the same time. Both will coincide. Okay, so what do you mean by both will be coinciding with the same time? At that time what we can understand is they both will show the same time. That means they would have taken a 12 hours difference between them. Do you understand the point? Because only when you have 12 hours difference between both these clocks, they will be showing the same time. Just easy for us to understand this. Okay, suppose if it is 4 a.m. here, and if there is a 12 hours lesser there will be a 4 p.m. Or if it is 4 p.m. here, if you less 12 hours, there will be 4 a.m. Okay, though you have a time difference, what happens is they both show the same time, right? So in order to get that, you must have a time difference of what? You must have a time difference of, this time difference should be equal to 12 hours. It should be equal to 12 hours. So this is what we want, right? Okay, so that means this clock must lose how much time? This must lose 12 hours. It must lose. This is what I'm coming to say. Okay, fine. So yes, so we will carefully try to handle this. Okay, so for 1 hour it is losing 6 minutes. Just be careful. For 1 hour it is losing 6 minutes. Then for how many hours it will lose 12 hours? This is going to be the question. Okay, fine. Yes, I hope you are able to understand. For this one, what we will try to do is, I am going to extend this. Okay, let me extend it. So what I am going to do is, I will see for 6 minutes is there, right? So I will do one thing. Let me multiply both these numbers by 10. So this into 10 and this also into 10. I have a purpose why I am doing this. Let me explain it. So into 10 into 10. So what happens is in 10 hours, this clock will lose how much? So into 10, this will lose 60 minutes. Is it or not? Because I am multiplying both the numbers by 10. So 1 hour 6 minutes. So 10 hours 60 minutes this will be losing. So that means I can rewrite the same thing as, in 10 hours this would have lost 1 hour. Okay, in order to make this as hours only, I am making this. Okay, that's the reason I multiplied by 10. Why? Because I got 6 minutes. If I multiply by 10 means I can easily get 1 hour, right? That's the reason. Okay, that's my plan. So for every 10 hours this would be losing how many hours? This would be losing 1 hour. This point we have to understand. Okay, now our question becomes very simple. So 10 hours this is going to lose 1 hour. Then if I want to lose 12 hours, then how much time it should run? This is my question. Okay, so for 10 hours it is going to lose 1 hour. Then for how many hours it will lose 12 hours? This is my question. So now we will compare. Okay, shall we compare this? So if I try to do it, this will be x hours. So I will take it to be x hours. So what happens is I will have, I think it is easy for us to compare, right? Why? Because see, with this itself we can compare. 1 and 12 is here. So 1 into what number if you do, you will get 12. You will do 12. So do the same thing here. 10 into 12 you do, it will become 10 into 12 will become 120 hours. So that means it will take 120 more hours for to lose 12 hours. Okay, so that means in order to get this time difference of 12 hours, we'll have to wait for 120 hours. So only after 120 hours you can find a time difference of 12 hours between both the clocks. So that means what happens? In 12 hours time difference, they both will be clocking the same time. Okay, so shall we see what time it is? After 120 hours, how much time it will show? Shall we calculate it? So after 120 hours, so after 120 hours means what is the meaning? So this is more than 1 day, right? Because 1 day itself is 24 hours. So let's try to calculate it in terms of days. Okay, so number of days. Okay, number of days will be equal to, so 120 hours we are getting. So if I want to find how many days it is, this 120 hours divided by 24 hours, let me do it. So 120 by 24, it will give you 5 days. So that means it will take exactly 5 days. Okay, exactly 5 days, but the same time. Why? Because we are getting 120 by 24 perfectly divisible. So that means the time will not change. It will be same only. Okay, 11 a.m. So that will also be 11 a.m. But after how many days it will be? After 5 days it will be. So just calculate. We are on Monday now. So we have to go 120 hours to the future. Okay, so 120 hours to the future means it will be the same 11 a.m. Okay, the time will be same 11 a.m. That is okay. But Monday plus how many days you have to go? Monday plus 5 you have to do. Okay, so Monday plus 5 will be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and Saturday. That means Saturday. So that means the time exactly it will show will be on 11 a.m. Saturday, because it is exactly 5 days from Monday, right? So that's why we need to predict the time and along with that what day it is. Okay, so after Monday 11 a.m. they both are set correct. Then after 5 days, okay, after 5 days, I mean the following 5 days, okay, the following Saturday it will show exactly the same 11 a.m. and both of them will be exactly showing 11 a.m. So 11 a.m. Saturday is going to be the answer for our question number 13. Yes students, I hope all the problems that we have solved from this exercise 3.3 are clear to you, and if at all any doubts, you are most welcome to comment it here, and when I see them I will try to see that I will rectify all your doubts. Yes, okay, yeah, fine. So, and also if you feel all the problems, the way the approach we solved it, if you feel it to be very useful for you, please give a like, and also friends or others who are also studying for this CBSE class 11 applied mathematics who have chosen this paper, if you feel that this video lesson would be useful for them, please do share this video to them also, and kindly subscribe to our channel for more such videos in our playlist. See you soon there with other some exercise or concept. Yeah, thank you, bye.